Hey there guys, welcome back to Chelsea Explain. This is your match preview for the second leg against Arsenal tomorrow in the Carabao Cup semi-final. And when the game starts, as you know, we are down 3 goals to 2 on deficit. And in this match preview, we're going to go through my predicted lineup as usually and some key talking points whether and how we can turn the game around. So before we dive any further into this match preview, make sure you like this video and subscribe to my page to never miss when the content drops. I would go with a more offensive lineup because we are a goal down. We have to chase, and I want to be a bit brave and add more attacking power to the lineup because I think this is gonna balance the team overall a bit more. It could be risky in the midfield, so you could argue that this could maybe be a more offensive lineup in the second half, and we stabilize things in the first half by having maybe a James or Santos in the pivot and then Fernandes operating as a number 10. But yeah, I want to go with a more offensive selection. We have Sanchez in goal, no questions about it. Has stepped up massively despite his having a few mistakes here and there. He did a mistake against Arsenal. Hope that's not gonna happen again. Sometimes he gets a bit nervy in these big matches. We have James back starting as right back. I could also see Gusto starting there, and then we have James in the pivot instead with maybe Caicedo. And I want him to bomb up and down, overlap, and support Cole Palmer on the right hand side. The centre back pairing consists of Fofana and Chalobah. Want to continue that? We could also utilize maybe Badiashile, but he's been out of form, and I'm more comfortable with Fofana Chalobah pairing at this moment in time. Cucurella will be a left back, and he will be a part of making this makeshift back three. I wouldn't risk Cucurella going up and down constantly. I want him to be a bit more reserved and have a better distance to cover in case Arsenal wins the ball and counters and go down the right hand side on Saka if Saka is available for Arsenal. Cucurella did not have a great game against Saka last time around. Hopefully, has learned something. But it's of course also going to be important that the winger helps him. And in pivot, we're going to have Caicedo and Enzo Fernandez. Enzo Fernandez could be perhaps vulnerable defensively wise, but he also got three defenders behind him in this makeshift back three as cover and Caicedo. And I think when we're building up, he's just superb in that pivot. I think we're getting much more out of Fernandez. And what he also can do is that he can still box crash and arrive late outside the box for rebounds and have a shot like we saw in the winning goal against West Ham. So when we're attacking, he can still be the segundo volante, arriving late. The front four consist of Palmer on the right hand side. We cut inside into the right half space, having a natural overlapping fullback. I think it's gonna help him a lot. We have João Pedro as a number 10, Neto on the left hand side, and the Lap up front. I think this gonna suit the Lap because Arsenal gonna play with a high line. He can be aggressively in the press. I think we can utilize him moving behind Arsenal's backline, playing direct balls there. João Pedro so versatile, can both play up front and as a 10, occupy the left half space. I think this just gonna balance our attack much more because if Enzo Fernandez is playing in the left half space, he's coming down, helping in possession in the build-up play and progressing the ball further up the pitch. But that leaves the left half space quite open and we have no one to find there. And therefore, when we're playing out to the left hand side on Neto or Garnacho, they become very isolated, which I don't like. We don't need millions of players coming down and dropping down. I believe we can turn it around if we're getting a couple of things right. First of all, we have to do a better job defensively wise and on set pieces. Arsenal are superb on set pieces. We cannot afford to concede there. We need to do a great job there. Second of all, we cannot make mistakes, because then a team like Arsenal, who is in fantastic form, is going to punish you. The third thing we need to do, defensively wise, is that the wingers need to track back and help the fullbacks against their dangerous wingers in Trossard or Martinelli, whoever plays on left hand side, and then on right hand side against Saka if he's ready to play. Because last time around, I think Saka was cutting inside, Cucurella Martin followed him. He could just then make a pass into space on an overlapping. White could just put in a free cross. Neto or Garnacho, whoever played on the left hand side, had no idea White was sneaking up and lurking behind him. And that's how Arsenal scored one of the goals. Our wingers need to be awake. I would also like Leon Rosenior to have different tactical plans, which he has shown to have so far. I mean, in the first half, he can continue with his positional play style of idea, because I think it works against teams that coming at you, that's pressing high, that where you can play in behind, where the opponent has a high line, like Arsenal will likely have. And then this sort of positional play fits quite well, because that's what Rosenior wants. He wants to bait the opponent to press. And then we're gonna play quick 1-2 vertical passes through the center, and then either find a striker or the wingers in 1-versus-1 situations, and at times the half space players as well. However, if Arsenal decide to sit back and be cautious for whatever reason, let's say they drop back, then we need to help the wingers. It can't be the same case as we saw against West Ham, where they are completely isolated and has to dribble past 1-2 players every single time. That's not realistic. That's not gonna happen against Arsenal's elite defenders. Let's say we're going in, we're conceding. I mean, then I think Leon Senior should turn to what he turned to in the second half against both Napoli and West Ham, where we have fullbacks bombing up and down on each side and supporting, overloading the flanks, as well as we can then overload the midfield, because the wingers coming inside may be linking up with the number 10, with the striker. And just be brave, because sometimes you have to just play the formation to the simple. Make it more simple for the players. I mean, this positional play is complex, and when it's not working and looking dull, and you're just playing sideways and backwards, I mean, that's not fun for the players. It's not inspiring to watch. So I would really like us to be attacking, aggressive, and if you're losing them possession, you are closer to the ball, to the opponent, with a lot of players, and therefore you can counter press immediately and win back the ball quickly, and then you can recycle and continue to attack Arsenal. And in terms of a score prediction, I think we're gonna win 2-1. It's gonna be 4-4 on aggregate. It goes to extra time and then penalties, I think. And then we're gonna win the penalties with Cole Palmer scoring the winner and being ice cold, and we're going through to the final. That's what I believe. Let me know what you think of my predicted lineup, my talking points, and if you think it's possible that we could turn this around. Also, let me know your score prediction, and I will happily read that. And thank you so much for watching. Chelsea explains out. Bye.